just on my way up to one of my favourite spots to record a video about how much estate agency matters. In fact, how much more estate agency matters than anyone realises, including estate agents themselves. It might sound silly to say that even estate agents don't understand how much estate agency matters, but it's true. It's funny, I feel like I'm the only person in the world who has uncovered this secret that everybody gets wrong about estate agency. As a neutral and impartial observer, what I have noticed in the last 20 years is that what estate agents do on a daily basis is change people's lives. Sometimes for better, often for worse. Because when someone's moving home, there's two considerations. First of all, whether the move happens at all, because a lot of them try and fail to move. And if they do move, do they get where they needed to go, when they needed to be there? Now, if you're a mover, any kind of mover, and you need to move, and you end up in your new home as planned, that's a dream come true for a lot of people. And a lot of people see their dreams smashed to pieces when it doesn't work out. And there's a myriad of reasons for this. Estate agency really matters, and the simplest conclusion that I can provide as to why moving home is so stressful for movers and agents alike. Nobody understands what's really going on. Yes, estate agents know how to sell houses in their patch on a sliding scale of competency. There's a broad spectrum in terms of quality of agent. There's not just good ones and bad ones, there are great ones and terrible ones as well. But because the public doesn't understand what estate agents do or why it's so important or why it matters so much, they don't choose their agent with care, and that ends up leading to terrible experiences. And I want to change that. That's one of the reasons I built BestAgent. And the other reason is that I see most estate agents getting a raw deal. The large proportion of small, independent, owner-managed agents are run by people who, as far as I can tell, just seek to make a living from helping people move house. They're not profiteering, they're not seeking to build an empire. They're just very happy making a living helping their local community with a very, very difficult process. But when you're just running a business to make a living, helping people, it's difficult to build up a big brand to compete with corporate marketing campaigns where, as far as the public is concerned, these large corporates have a big presence because of this constant marketing campaign that they can provide where their marketing is very slick. But the truth is, not for all corporates, there are some very good ones, and some of the best agents I know work in corporates. But the truth is that, generally speaking, the glossy promises made in corporate marketing are rarely lived up to in the actual delivery of their service, because it is a fact of life, and this is nobody's fault, that corporations exist for one reason only, and that is to make a profit, right? It's what they are legally required to do, to deliver value to their shareholders, to deliver dividends to their shareholders, to make more money. So they are under a constant cycle of trying to increase their fees, raise their income, make more sales, and lower their costs. So that ends up with a constant cycle of trying to reduce what your staff are earning, trying to increase what your customers are paying, and cutting corners wherever you can to cut costs. And that's a generalization. A lot of them are very good. There are some extremely good corporate agents. But on the whole, because their staff, in my opinion, generally speaking, are not treated as well as the family environment in an owner-managed independent, where the staff feel more cared for and more part of a family, there's less motivation to help. And you see great people working for terrible bosses, both large and small businesses. But I was speaking to one of the best agents I know very recently, and I said to him, "So whose life are you going to change today?" And he replied and said, "Well, I've got 2 vendors I'm bringing on, and I've got 2 offers I'm hoping to tie up." And I said, "You are aware that's what you do, aren't you? That you change lives on a daily basis?" And he said, "Oh, I don't think I'd call it that." That's exactly what you're doing. And that's why it matters. where somebody ends up living, which is affected by the agents they work with, will change their life. If you move to one house or move to another house, your life is going on a different path. And it matters. It affects you, your family, your partner, your children, your friends, your colleagues. It matters far more than anyone realizes. And I've never been an estate agent. I started out in this industry thinking that agents were pointless. I had the same view that everyone else who's uninitiated has. And I had, by the way, at this point, I had bought and sold a couple of properties. And I had a terrible experience. And I thought to myself, well, now the internet's here, we don't need any agents anymore. And I couldn't have been more wrong, and I learned that lesson very quickly. But that's what I see agents doing. I see them doing an incredibly complicated and thankless task, whilst constantly being criticised in the media, and that's just putting it kindly, criticised. I think they're bullied and vilified. Talk about tarring everyone with the same brush, a few bad eggs. And there are bad eggs in every industry, not just estate agency, but people think estate agents are worse than others because it has a bigger impact on their lives. If a plumber comes around and does a shoddy job and it breaks, well, it's a pain in the arse and it's cost you money, but it hasn't messed up your life. Whereas if an estate agent lets you down and fails to sell when you need to sell, your life has been irreversibly changed. I don't think most agents get that. Some do. The really good ones get that. And the really good ones that get that, that's why they care so much. And in my view, there's a very narrow section of the industry that gets this. And I call them the caring professionals, right? You've got uncaring amateurs at the bottom end of the scale, don't care, and they're amateurs, and they're just there to see what they can make a living flogging a few houses or letting a few houses. And they're cowboys. And we all know who they are, right? And they're terrible. And I think something needs to change so that it's not so easy for those guys to get business anymore. And that's part of the reason I've started BestAgent. Then you've got the caring amateurs. These are the guys who do care and they want to do a good job, but they're just not that good at it. And I'm sorry, but that's just the harsh truth, right? There are some agents who are better than others. And there are agents who really do care, but they're still not very good. And they make false economies in the way they run their business, and they miss opportunities to deliver a better service and make a better living for themselves because they are just not very professional at it. For that sector of agency, I see a great opportunity to improve. Then you've got the caring professionals. And these are the best ones. These are the ones, if I was trying to sell my house or if a friend of mine asked me for advice on how to find an agent, I'd be saying this, you've got to look for the caring professional, right? The professional who's really good at what they do. You can tell from their confidence. They don't need a script. They don't need a brochure to sell their service. You meet them, they sit down in your living room and you just know you're in professional hands. And you can tell that they actually care. And you know that because they listen to you and they tell you stories about other people they've helped, and you've probably heard them being recommended as well because they are caring professionals. They're really good at their job. And I know agents like this. They do exist. The problem is those caring professionals are hard to identify if you are a first-time mover and you don't understand how important it is to find one of those. And then you've got the uncaring professionals. This is the nicest way of describing them, right? These are guys who are very good at running businesses. They're very highly sales-focused organizations. And they are there to profiteer. They don't care that much. Yeah, it's great if they help you out. Brilliant. But they help you, they don't help you. You're just a number for them, right? And they do exist. They do exist. I mean, I think back to Foxtons in the 90s. I had a lot of friends working at Foxtons. And by the way, you can have a caring professional that works for an uncaring professional organisation. I'm not talking about Foxtons today. I can't speak about Foxtons today. I've got no personal contacts or experience there. But back before it was sold, when it was a privately owned business, I had lots of friends that worked there. And I knew the culture inside and out, even though I wasn't part of it. But that's an example of an uncaring professional organisation. They were they were a ruthlessly efficient sales organisation. And they would list your property no matter what it took. And they didn't care whether they sold it or not. They just wanted to have the biggest stock. So uncaring professionals, unfortunately, most corporates fall into this category. But within them, you can still find caring professionals. Within uncaring corporate organisations, you can still find caring professionals. So I'm not saying don't use corporates, right? If the human being running your local office of a corporate brand is a caring professional, then use them, definitely. Neither independents nor corporates have the exclusive rights to being caring professionals. They exist in both sectors. And there are uncaring professionals in the independent sector who run very, very efficient money-making organisations and who come across in their marketing like they care, but they don't really care. They're just about the money. It's about the move, not the money. That's what estate agency is about. But estate agency matters massively. Most people think of it just as a business, but it isn't. It's almost like an essential utility. When you're moving house, you really need an agent. That's why I built BestAgent. We have built BestAgent to be completely free of all those conflicting interests. It's free of investor interests because there are no investors, it's just me. We are free of corporate interests because there's no one demanding a return and profit on it, and that's why we're going to be giving 100% of referral commissions to charity. We've neutralised corporate advantage because we will not allow any one brand to buy a prominent position over another brand. It's going to be a totally level playing field where every agent and any agent that buys a lead from us pays the same price, whether you're from a national corporate or a one-man band. A lead is priced based on the property they've inquired on, and it's the same for everyone. There's no corporate discounts. Any discounts that are available will be available to everybody. So there will be no possibility for anyone to have an unfair advantage on BestAgent. And I've built the Find Your Agent service. I designed Find Your Agent specifically for the first-time sellers or other sellers who don't know who to choose or how to choose their agent. It's designed specifically so that it gives every agent local to them, up to 20 of their nearest agents, an equal opportunity to be responsive and introduce themselves and say hi by video message and or by video call. And it's already working. And you should see the smiles on the faces of the agents and the owners as they meet for the first time on a video call. There's an instant connection where it works. And those agents that are being responsive are getting the valuations, and there's no charge for that. There's only a charge for the instruction. I don't think people realize it yet, but I think that's going to be a massive game changer. And I know that word is used a lot, but it really is, because imagine a scenario where every vendor or landlord lead that comes through a certain channel, in this case BestAgent, gives every single agent an equal opportunity to introduce themselves to that owner at no charge. Nothing like this has ever existed before. It sidesteps. We don't talk about fees. This is not, emphatically not, a comparison site. We don't talk about fees. We don't talk about brands. We don't care if you're big or small. Basically, it's who are the 20 nearest human beings who can help me sell or let my home, and can I meet them, please, before I decide who to invite for a valuation. Totally equal opportunity, and no one has to pay for that opportunity. If you are one of the 20 geographically closest agents to an owner's property, you will be offered that opportunity. All you've got to do is respond. So if you get an email from BestAgent saying BestAgent valuation lead or instruction lead, it's real, and it's happened because the owner of that property has just triggered it themselves. What we've already seen is the agents responding the quickest are the ones getting the valuations. They're seen as the most forward-thinking and the most approachable. And there happens to be a real opportunity here for independents to move faster, because the corporates seem to think that there is some reason they need corporate sign-off to respond to a video inquiry. It doesn't cost any money. But estate agency matters. That's why I stand up for estate agents, because all of them, whether they're doing it well or badly, are doing a very difficult job. And I have deep respect for anyone who makes their living as an estate agent. I couldn't do it. Not for any money could I do that job. I don't have the patience, and I just don't know how you guys put up with the treatment that you get from the public on a daily basis, compounded by the treatment you get from the media. But estate agency matters. It's not working well for the consumer at the moment, and that is why we built BestAgent. That's why we spent the last 5 years building a platform which has got world-class tech and security in it, where we're already listing all the properties for sale and to let in there, but most of all we're promoting the Find Your Agent service, which is 100% neutral and impartial. It's the first of its kind. And we're already seeing better relationships starting between owners and agents. So if you get a lead that comes from BestAgent in your inbox, it doesn't cost you anything to respond. If it's an applicant lead, the price of the lead is there in the email. You can see their information. If you want to buy it, you click the button to buy it. It's pay as you go. There's no sign up, there's no subscription, there's no contract. And if you don't want the lead, you just click decline. The applicant won't know that you've declined them. It just says that they've been declined, but it doesn't say who you are. My question to agents and my request to agents is, please watch out for BestAgent leads. They'll be coming by email, and if you get one, please respond, even if it's to decline it. I've tried as hard as I can to make a level playing field and give every agent an equal opportunity, so that local owners, vendors and landlords can identify who is the human being closest to them that they want to work with to sell or let their home, regardless of the brand. And it sidesteps all that brand bullshit and lets the owners find out who is the person I want to work with, who's the person I can trust. And it lets you meet them by video, on a video call first, and you can send a video message in advance if you want. And so far, any agents that are sending those video messages are having instant responses from those clients. Anyway, thank you for listening. Please do send any questions that you've got, but we look forward to working with you. Thanks and good luck. And I hope you like our motto, be someone's best agent. Everybody can be the best agent for their own clients, and that's all you've got to do. Just be the best agent for the clients that you win. Treat them like you would your own family. That's what people need when they're moving. I've got your back, agents. I believe in what you do, and I understand it better than anyone else. And I'm going to be standing up on my Moving Home with Charlie channel to defend and champion how difficult the 32-stage process is that agents have to go through every time they sell or let a home. Best of luck. See you soon. Bye-bye.